Fantastic. So
Cool.
we have got two more questions to go.
Two more questions.
Okay.
So, who are your inspirations?
My inspirations are basically anyone that pushes the envelope to something different. And it doesn't have to be quirky different. It just has to be something that is kind of pushes the boundaries of what everyone's expectations are. You know, I love that we live right now in a day and age where things can be pushed to where it goes beyond like the standard. You know, when we look at someone like Misty Copeland, who wants to break the barriers of what a ballerina should look like, you know, and we've talked about this for generations, but when it gets put into action and the world can see it, and how things can be casted in a way that is multiracial when it comes to like productions like Hamilton. I feel like those are the moments that should be celebrated, because if it's just about the storytelling and the theater, then it doesn't have to be so specific about this is the ideal body type or this is the ideal ethnic race that we want to see in this role. When we listen to the music, you know, all of those things have to come down. And I think I started to really resonate with that idea when I was at House of Dancing Water, because I, to this day, am the first male to play a female role as the Dark Queen in that show. And it's only because I pushed, because I wanted this idea of not having such gender roles when it comes to even theater roles. Now, I was lucky enough to have that opportunity as an understudy do that, but then in my role as the artistic coordinator, it was really fun for me to push for the idea of my friend Trisha to be the male fisherman and kind of have this reveal at the end, kind of like Mulan, when the hair comes down and she takes the throne. And it was a lot of, you know, workshopping ideas of how we would make this work. And we finally brought it to fruition. And it was one of those moments again, where it was like, everyone just said, okay, the fisherman has to be a male. The Dark Queen has to be a female, much like society in this day and age as well. And there are times to be able to push that envelope to something different that still works, that can be celebrated, because, you know, nobody really knew until you tried. So I don't really have any one specific person that inspires me in that way. It's kind of the world at large when it comes to things like that, whether it's how people compose music in this day and age and how those trends tend to change, you know, whether it's writing or composing for a movie, a musical, or just pop songs to this day. And young talent. I'm inspired by young talent, you know, because there's a lot of, you know, we use that term, oh, she has an old soul. I can't believe she sings like that and she's only 8 years old. You know, there's something to be said about the way we even describe that, and it's true. But those young talents and have something, and seeing where that could be for the future is very exciting. And with social media and YouTube and all that stuff, you can see all of these aspiring talents that are like genius. And it just brings a lot of hope for theater for the future in any regard. And those are really big inspirations for me.
And cool. Speaking of sort of theatre for the future and young talent, if you could give one sentence or a couple of sentences of advice to a young performer now, somebody who's maybe about to start their very first contract, what advice would you give them?
Try not to imitate anybody. Going back to social media, there's a lot of comparisons and judgments that happen. And in doing that, I think people's levels of success or their idea of success is trying to be what everyone else is. Mm-hmm. And I think, yes, if you have a skill set that matches some of those people that you admire on Instagram, great. But try your best to be who you are and find who you are as an artist as well, because you are more than just picture perfect Kodak moments. You know, there should be more to it. And when people tend to do the imitation, then it relies on surface level skills and surface level kind of interpretations, and not allowing yourself to just be and feel and present who you are as a person on stage, even if you're playing a character. And I think staying true to yourself and being as authentic as possible is what will make you different and what will set you apart, so that you're not just like every other person in the room when you come into an audition. Be yourself. And it sounds so cliche and simple, but it's the truth, because we are all different. And that's what makes us special. And so if we have a dance ability, or if we have something, but we are just copying other people or using that too much as inspiration to where we're almost doing the same thing, then there's nothing authentic about it. And people, the viewers, will see that because you're not truly being yourself.
Mm. Well, you are certainly not the first person that we've interviewed to say that, and it's I think it's such an important thing, as like you say, especially in today's world where we are bombarded all the time through social media by other people, and there can be that pressure to replicate what you see. But I think it's absolutely fine to be inspired by what you see, but certainly not to imitate it. I completely agree with you, Johnny. It's be yourself, people. Be yourself. As was it the genie said that in Aladdin? So there we go. Be yourself. We're going to finish off on a slightly lighter note there with a series of quick, the world famous quick fire round. Yes. Okay. So this has got to be your first answer. Don't overthink this one. We're straight to it. So here we go. I've got the question.
Okay.
Right.
I love tests, so this is great.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate peanut butter.
Nice. Say a word in Spanish.
Nosotros. Oh my God. That means we.
What is that?
Next. Huh?
What does that even mean?
Nosotros? It just means we.
There we go. I obviously don't speak Spanish. Okay. Do you believe in fate?
Fate, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Your favorite number?
2.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry for this next question. Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What makes you happiest?
Seeing my family.
Aww.
And the sun. I love the sun.
Oh, well, who doesn't? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the best age?
Ooh. 34.
I have to say why. I know it's not in my questions, but why?
I just feel like that was like a very happy time for me. Everything was going perfect that I didn't even ask for. I think 34, 35 was a really good time for me. But I think 30s in general. But if I were to be specific, I'd say 34.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay.
This is the best question ever.
Right. If Voldemort offered you a hug, would you accept it?
I would say yes. Honestly, I think I'm that fangirl, the celebrity person where I see anyone remotely familiar and I just want to say hello. So it would be out of context, I would say. It would be out of context that hug would come. So
Great. Okay. What's for dinner tonight?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
It's quarantine life. I don't know.
What's in the
I haven't had breakfast yet. I don't even know what I'm having for breakfast.
Fair play. Okay, and last question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at driving?
8.5.
That was very accurate. You thought about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen, Johnny, I can't thank you enough. I mean, this has been such a wonderful interview. It's so like just inspiring to get your hear about your career and have your point of view on things that are in the theatre industry, the entertainment industry. We can't thank you enough for doing this, especially from Las Vegas. You know, it's not exactly like we're just kind of calling you in Scunthorpe or something. It's thank you.
No worries.
You know, the time
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. It's the best way to start my day to be able to see your faces as well, just because it's been such a long time. So
It has.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And
we just keep encouraging people to go on the Cirque du Soleil Facebook page and all their social media.
Absolutely.
Because
yeah,
we did watch the 30-minute the 60-minute program that you guys posted up recently, which everyone can still catch, I assume. And I'm sure there might be a future more.
Yeah, I would hope so. It got the one that just came on April 3rd, I think, was the second viewing that they did, and the first viewing garnered up on different platforms a total of 7 million people watching. So we hope to continue doing that to keep the fan base alive, just since productions aren't running around the world for everybody, just so everyone can still have some content and still enjoy it. But if you watched a bit of the one on April 3rd, you probably saw a little bit of Volta, which was my first production with Cirque du Soleil as the assistant artistic director. And so a lot of my blood, sweat, and tears went into that production from creation up until the 2 years that I was there. So it's very close to my heart. So I'm glad that you guys were able to see a little bit of that.
Yeah, no, we thoroughly enjoyed it. And, you know, when it came on, I was like, oh, I know that Johnny's works on that show. So yeah, no, it was really, really lovely to see. But thank you again so much for the time. We're going to say goodbye to you lovely people out there right now. We hope you guys are okay. And thank you for listening again to our interview. And we hope you really enjoyed it. Please, everybody, keep safe, keep smiling, keep dancing. Doesn't matter if you're a dancer or not, just keep dancing, keep singing, dance around the house, sing around the house. And we're going to catch up with all of you guys real soon again. So lots of love from all of us to you, and a big bye-bye as well to John. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.